I can't hear.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear us?
Yep.
Okay, great. Looks like we have a good turnout this evening. I'm Connie, and this is Amber, and this is what we're going to make this evening. All right, so hopefully everyone has their packets. And Amber, let's get us started.
All right, so first off, I'm gonna go over everything that we have in our kit that you should have gotten. First thing is this the bowl, of course, for your Santa pants. It should have 2 holes in it. You have 2 feet that have also a hole in it. A belt buckle. We should have 2 little legs. Yes, this is your legs.
They are tiny legs. I thought they'd be longer.
You should have a paintbrush. 2 Q-tips. Some paint.
Yep. Hey, buddy.
And glue. These are your 2 glue pods. They are not white paint. So forewarning, they are glue. And then your fluff. So that should be, I think, everything that's in your kit. A couple things that you might want to grab as you are doing this project is a bowl of water. I like to use a paper plate. We also have some paper towels here. We also really like to use baby wipes. So if this is your first class, we mention that a lot when we do these. They are very useful. So for sure, if you have those, get them out. And then we also have scissors. So if you have scissors around, which the scissors will only need for the fluff. Everything else should already be cut for you and drilled, and we should be good to go. So I guess we will go ahead and get started.
Okay, just to let everyone know, we do have you muted. If you wish to speak, you can turn your microphone on. By all means, please do. Or you can type a message in the chat. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll answer you hopefully right away. Okay?
All right, so first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and paint our bowl. So you're gonna wanna get your red paint out and you'll go ahead and start painting your bowl. So first things that I do wanna mention, you can paint the rim of this board, but do not paint the inside. The inside of this will actually not dry correctly. So you don't want to paint on the inside of this, just the outside. So I just dipped my paintbrush into my red paint and dab it down onto the plate. Now, what I will say too is if you want more of a smoother coating on there, I like to dip my paintbrush into into the water there. And then I'll just go ahead and start painting.
I'll let you know if you hear a little cooing in the background or maybe a little cry. Amber's baby is here with us this evening for a little bit.
Yeah.
Little Miss Stella. She is the cutest thing ever. So Daddy will be picking her up here in a little bit, but if you hear her, just say hi. Hopefully everyone is getting ready for the holidays. Got your shopping done, your baking done. I have none of the above done. No, haven't even started the baking. I don't even know if I'll have time to get any done this year.
I am not going to be able to do any of that. Oh, and I do want to mention too, you can paint over. So there's on the front side where the 2 holes are, there's a wood burned section that's for the belt. You can paint over that and that shouldn't be a problem. So
Okay, good to know. Now, do you think this is going to need 2 coats? Oh, there she is. She's talking to us.
I do think this will need 2 coats.
Okay.
She's a talker.
Is she?
She is.
What is she now? 4 months?
She will be 4 months at the end of this month.
Oh my
So
goodness.
right after Christmas, she'll be 4 months.
Hmm. I've done a lot of these classes now, and the edge is never that easy to do. I always think, okay, this takes a little longer than normal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can do your edge first, or you can do it last. I just decided to do mine last. But I did get one good coat on there, and then I'm going through and just painting the edge.
Getting lots of good feedback in our gift shop about these Santa pants and the size of the bowl. Our customers have been saying that it is the perfect size for a candy dish.
Good.
I'm sure a lot of you know that we have a large Santa pants candy dish, but our customers are saying this is the perfect size for Hershey Kisses. And just some small chocolates.
Yeah.
And Stella's giving her 2 cents worth.
And I just have the bowl sitting down on the table here, and I'm just kind of letting it rock. If you do get a little bit of that paint on the inside, like right around the rim of it, it is totally fine. Don't worry about that. And that dried really quickly.
Yeah, it's very warm in the room we're in. I checked thermostat a little before we started. It's 74 in here, so our paint is going to dry very quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just gonna go
Mhm.
ahead and do the second coat.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I do believe that Daddy is here to pick up the little one. So just bear with us for just a moment. You know, for those of you that have children or have had little ones, you know, this time of year, it's total chaos.
Yes, especially when you have sick sitters that we're gonna watch them. So
Oh boy, the flu is really going around our area. I had it all last week. Yeah, I can vouch, it is nasty.
yeah. I feel like everybody's getting sick right now.
Yeah. And second coat goes on much quicker.
Yeah. This is a super easy project this week.
So you say, you're the one that does them day in and day out.
I do, but this one is super simple. You watch, I say that, and then somebody.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at the pieces, I think I could figure it out.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I think I need a little more paint.
I think the second coat should be good. Like we should be good after the second.
Okay. And we do have 2 pods of the red, so if you have to use your second pod, feel free because we don't need the red on anything else.
No, this will be it. When I packaged everything up, I wanted to just make sure that we had enough.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little more than be short a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking good. Now I painted the bottom of mine and it looks like Amber, are you gonna paint the bottom of yours? Or I guess you really don't have to because it always sits flat.
Yeah, I'm not going.
So, because I'm going to put it down on the table and chances are the paint's going to stick and yeah, oh, live and learn. See, I got paint all over me, smudged it. I am a hot mess these days. I will just let you all know.
And I'm not gonna do I'm like brushing over the edge there, but I think honestly that looks good, especially if you're gonna cover, like, put candy in this. You won't see the inside. Oh, and you don't have to do the inside of the leg cutouts either, the holes that are in the gourd.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, those we're gonna glue the legs right into that.
No, I already have a plan for mine. I already mentioned Hershey Kisses. That's what I'm gonna put in mine. But I got a little splotch of paint down at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually going to put that artificial snow in there too.
Yeah.
And have the white fluff come up and put the kisses on top of it.
Yeah.
So nobody's ever going to see that little bit of
No.
paint I got inside.
No, and even if you, if anybody else did get some paint on the inside, it'll be totally fine. It'll be a-okay.
And the baby wipes take the paint right off of
They
you.
do.
So, Amber, if you don't mind, I think while people are finishing up their second coat, we have all kinds of things going on here at the farm.
Yeah.
We have an online sale, last minute Christmas shoppers. We have an online sale, 20% to 40% off a lot of our items, including our craft kits. And that goes on until the 20th of the month. So the end of this week. Store sale, if anybody wants to come visit me at the farm, all of our winter gourds and winter decor, garlands, all that good stuff, 25% off. Yeah, and then, oh, Dory wanted me to mention to everybody that we're already working on Valentine's gourds.
Yes, we
gourds.
are.
You know more about the new designs than I do.
Yes, we are working on them right now. I'm actually working on them currently. So it's funny you mentioned that. We are doing a love bug, which is just a ladybug. And then we're doing a love silhouette gourd, a triple stack for a little.
Yeah, yeah, all brand new designs.
Yeah.
And then, well, they'll be available the beginning of January because I did see them. They're going through production right now.
Yep.
And then St. Patty's Day gourds, they'll be available in February. So we are done with winter and Christmas and production and we're moving on to 2025.
Yes. All right, so while these continue to dry, you see one spot on mine that I do want to touch up, but we're gonna move on to our feet. So, and just our feet and then
Okay.
the belt portion on the gourd, so you can get your black paint. Well, what I think I want us to do is glue our legs into our feet. And that is because that way we have something to hold on to paint the legs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I think that's
Okay.
how I want to do that. So we're gonna take our glue and a Q-tip. We're gonna dip our Q-tip into the glue, and what we're gonna do is we're going to take one of our feet, and inside the circle, you're going to put a
You
ring
have a
of glue.
good amount of glue there.
Yes, a good amount of
Okay.
glue. So what I would do is make sure you get some of that glue on the outside of the gourd as well. And that is just so when you put your feet in, it'll make sure it stays really well.
Okay.
And you just set it right in there. And I would put the one that has the stem down into the gourd. So that goes right down into the feet so that only the little nub is sticking up. And you just want to make sure mine are really loose in there. So you just want to make sure that you have a good bit of glue.
Okay.
And don't, like I said, don't worry about there being too much glue on the very outside because we'll cover that with the fluff.
Okay, and I do see that the little legs have a seam. Make
Yes.
sure the seam, like, if this is my foot, the seam goes like to the back, like your heel. Okay. Ooh,
Yep.
okay,
And it should go right in, and you want to make sure that you keep, like you want it to just go in just a little bit. You don't want it to go in the whole way. Just because you do want to leave some out so that you can put it into the gourd. So there's a little bit of a leg. So then I'll just set
Alright.
that to the side and do the other one. Same thing. Put a good bit of glue on the inside. And I'll stick this right down into the hole. Making sure that seam is to the back. Or you're fitting into there.
good, very easily.
Good. Yeah, mine are really loose. I don't know if yours are really loose or not.
The first one was, the
Okay.
second one wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Okay, make sure my legs are the same length here.
So if they are really loose like mine are, all I'm doing is I'm just adding more tacky glue. So that will, yeah, that'll
Okay,
be a-okay.
okay.
Lots of tacky.
And I got some glue on, let's say his ankle, but we're gonna cover that up with fluff, right?
Yes, yes, we
Okay,
will cover that up with fluff, as you can see here. So that'll be a-okay.
okay,
So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna paint. So underneath this belt buckle, you can see that it's black. So we're gonna paint that little strip there black.
all right. And I did paint over mine, but I can still see it's like
Yes.
etched in.
Yep.
And I'm supposed to stay in those lines, huh?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna see how this goes. Okay. All righty.
Yes. And I would not water down your paint for this part.
Okay,
And I would just. And I am gonna keep my paintbrush flat and I'm gonna start at the top. And then just run my paintbrush down. And just like I said, like Connie was saying, just try and stay in the lines as best as you can. If you have other paintbrushes at home, you could also use a smaller paintbrush if you have one at home.
I would think, yeah, if you had a little more narrow one, I would definitely try that.
Just for sure, use the edge of your paintbrush to its advantage. That's
Okay.
what I would suggest.
Okay. So this is where a steady hand comes into play
Yes.
and good eyesight.
And this should only need one coat.
Perfect. Everyone keeping up with us? Everybody good? If I don't hear anything, I guess that means everybody's
Yes.
good.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, perfect.
And then once you get that done, you'll want to go to your feet. I'm going to start with the foot that I did first. And just paint away. If your feet kind of get a little wobbly while you're painting, that is a-okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think this will be fine.
What are you thinking about, Amber?
Well, I'm thinking maybe of gluing them all into the bowl to begin with, but I think this will be our best bet because I think they're gonna be really wobbly if we put them in the bowl.
Okay.
So. Here we go. I have my one.
Very
And
nice.
then just trying to think of where to stick that.
Oh, yeah.
I am gonna stick it on the table. Because what we can do is, when we do go to glue them into the bowl, then we can touch them up a little bit
Okay.
so that we can sit them up. But I think I'm gonna take the pointy end of mine and set that part on the table so that, yeah, they're just gonna roll over. That is okay. And I do want to mention too, I have a lot of glue on the outer portion of my gourd for the feet. Don't touch your paintbrush in that. Just get close to it, just not on it. Like I said, we'll cover that all up with the fluff. If you need to do 2 rims of the fluff, that'll be totally fine.
I think a couple weeks ago we did got it?
Yep.
We did the elf
We did.
and I ended up wrapping the fluff around 2 times.
Yeah.
Because I kind of had a lot of glue on there and I needed to use up the glue, which it looked great. He just had extra fluffy sleeves.
Yes. And I'm sure that looked wonderful.
It looks cute. Actually, I gave it to my mom and
Oh,
she absolutely loves him.
I love that whenever.
She has her little elf on the shelf.
That is so cute. I put mine on the mantle at home too. So I have mine just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my leg is still really wobbly in there. That's okay though. This
Okay.
honestly covered really well.
It really did. The black went on nice and smooth and
Okay,
yeah.
so I'm gonna tell you guys a trick. So we're gonna keep our paintbrush. You can put it in the water dish, but if you don't want to do that, a trick that I have learned is if you take a baby wipe and wrap your paintbrush up in this baby wipe, it'll keep it from drying out.
Oh, okay.
So super fun tip, just in
Okay.
case for those that like to paint and do this a lot, if you didn't know that. And I'm gonna keep so I'm just gonna keep the paint out. We will go ahead and glue our buckle onto our board. Just make sure none of the black paint's on your hands.
And the buckle does not get painted.
Nope.
It just stays natural.
That's just the
Okay.
natural board there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Q-tip with paint. And the smooth side is going to be the front. And then the rough side will be the back, which goes right onto the front part of that board.
And there's no upside down side. It's
There's not.
perfectly rectangular, so I can put it on
Yep.
either which way.
Yes, whichever
Okay.
side you think looks the best, that you
Okay.
would want up or down. It's just your choice.
Okay.
And I didn't mention before we got started painting, which I say this a lot, so those that have done this probably already know that If there are some other colors that you would like to use that we did not send along and you have at home, you are more than welcome to use those. You do not have to follow our colors. And if you already painted this with our colors, because we are pretty much all done painting, and you would like it to be a different color, paint is so forgiving that you can absolutely paint over what we already did.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I'm just putting glue on the entire backside of this.
Okay, the entire, I did not do
Yes,
that.
Yes, the entire back.
I was just thinking, something we don't do in class, but you can do also when you're totally finished. If you want to give it a little bit of shine and protect the paint, any type of polyacrylic, indoor polyacrylic spray. We actually use a satin finish, but that'll just make this red pop and
Yes,
it'll make it shine and really,
look really, really nice.
yes.
Yes. You want to be very careful since we are going to put the fluff on tonight. You just want to be very careful that you don't spray it too heavily around the fluff, just because it'll make the fluff a little matte, look matted a little bit.
Yeah.
So, that on there. I just center it and I make sure the cutout on the center of the belt buckle goes right over. I did get a lot of glue come out from behind mine. Luckily that the glue will dry clear. You could also take your other Q-tip and run it along if you're worried about there being too much glue. If you didn't use your other Q-tip.
Okay, so coming down the road class-wise, we have a couple things at the farm coming up. We have a snowman scene where it's one of our miniature snowmen and then a matching little snowman. It's a nice snowy scene there, January 11th here at the farm. And then we have Crispin the snowman at the farm. It's this little guy who is absolutely adorable with the little mittens there. That's January 28th. Coming up the farm with a brand new material that we just got in for his scarf. And what you guys are most interested in, since you're not right down the road from us, is our Zoom classes. We have Gingerbread Man Zoom class coming up. Look how adorably cute he is. January 11th, or no. January 21st. Oh, that's 10 days. January 21st, this guy, it's always a Tuesday, and he is $40, includes shipping. So January 21st for the Gingerbread Man. And then this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I would have plugged it in so you could see. If the cord, I'm going to end up tearing everything apart. Oh, okay, here we go. It's our campfire gourd. And it has a flickering bulb in there that just makes it look like you're sitting by your camper at the campground and you have a beautiful fire going with a tree on each side of it. So that is February 18th. So that's our February Zoom. And this one is $55, which we actually sell these in the store. They're a little bigger, but I believe in the store they're about $90 finished. So that's not bad at all.
I can't wait.
Artist.
I can't wait for that campfire one. I have been eyeing that. I don't live near you all, but when I came there for the sunflower thing, I loved it. I kept looking at it, and I was so happy that you're doing a class, and I signed up immediately because
Oh, good, Kim. Thank you. It's going to be a fun class, and I hope I hope I'm here with Amber to do it because I want one of those too. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing. Last but not least, we have one of our local artists who we can sign for. She does this beautiful weaving. So we have a weaving class going on February 22nd. Now this of course is here at the farm. It's not a Zoom because I don't know of any of us that really want to try to get a very thick needle through a very hard gourd. But this is an absolutely beautiful piece. So we'll be doing that at the farm on February 22nd. So I think that's it. And I think I talked long enough that all of our paint's dry.
I think so.
Okay.
All right, so my feet actually look really good. Like I don't need to touch
You know,
anything
touch
up.
ups. Ooh,
Mhm.
mine's stuck to the tablecloth, so I do have just a tiny touch up
That's
to
okay.
do.
So let's go ahead and glue some fluff on and then we can touch up.
Okay.
Well, whatever you guys want to do. If you wanna, because I figured you guys could too lay them on the other side of the table if you wanted to.
Maybe it would be easier to put the fluff on and put them
Do that.
on and then touch up, I think.
Yeah. So first thing that we're gonna do is you'll need your fluff, you'll need your glue and Q-tip, and you'll need scissors. So I'm gonna take my Q-tip with the glue and I'm just going to draw a line with my glue
Okay.
around the gourd.
Where?
So it's
Around,
right
oh, the
where,
whole way around.
yes,
Oh,
right where this
boy.
fluff is gonna go. You just wanna go the whole way around.
Okay.
And what I would do is I would eyeball it and I start at the very top and go right down on the edge of the
Okay. So you see how,
gourd there.
right here.
Yep. And right by the belt,
Okay.
black, you go right along that line and I follow that bottom portion of the black piece the whole way around. And I use the top of the gourd there to eyeball it.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna switch Q-tips to my other one, just because it's not as thick
Okay.
and used. And you want to make sure there's a decent amount of glue there. I'm just gonna keep rolling mine so you get a good. And I would work a little bit fast.
Sure, Amber, sure. I'll work a little fast to get a straight line here. She is so good. How many of these do you usually make at a time when you do a run?
About 100.
100 at a time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can honestly tell you, since we're all friends here, that I'm not a fan of these Q-tips at all. Give me a good bottle of Elmer's glue and let me squeeze. I think
Yeah.
it would be better, and that's all this is, right? Is tacky glue
It
that we're
is.
using.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. If you are not a fan of the Q-tips either, and you have your own bottle of Elmer's glue, feel free to use it.
Okay, so once you get that line around the whole way, you want to take your fluff and just press it right down. And go the whole way around there.
Okay.
And then you'll use your scissors and you'll just trim it. And there's your fluff.
And there's your fluff. Okay, that wasn't too bad.
And whenever we do these in our regular production as well, we normally use hot glue. So, but tacky glue is what we can send you, so that's what we're gonna use, and that's what how I'm gonna teach you. But yeah, if you have hot glue at home, you're more than welcome to use that, but I just did mine perfectly fine with the tacky glue.
You
should
sure
be
did.
Okay.
I could see where hot glue would be, like, you could go much faster around with the hot glue.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So then let's go ahead and glue our fluff around our feet before we glue the feet into the gourd. I think that is going to be easiest. So I'm just gonna take my tacky glue. Okay.
I'm okay here. Okay, you're gonna take your tacky glue.
Yeah, you're good.
I love she makes sure that I don't fall too far behind.
Yes, and it makes me go a little slower too, because I know I'm just a little faster at this. So.
Okay.
Not the fastest, just a little faster. So just take a little bit of tacky glue on your cotton swab there. And then I'm gonna go right around the foot, like the ankle,
Okay.
just to give it some glue for that fluff. Just like that. And then I'm gonna take my fluff and put it right around and then trim it. And like I said, you can do 2 times around, but these legs are so short
They really are.
that I think I'm gonna do 1 and then glue that leg into the gourd and then see if I want to add another round. So we'll just do that for now.
Okay.
There's one little leg and foot, and then I'll go ahead and do that to the second one. How's that going for you?
Oh, so far so good.
Okay, good. There we go. So there are both of my little legs and feet.
And feet.
So,
And they do give you plenty of extra fluff. Thank you,
yes,
Amber.
Yes, you're welcome. I wanted to make sure that I sent plenty, just because all the gourds are different. I mean, they're supposed to be the same sizes, but it's a gourd and they're natural, so they're not gonna all be
Exactly.
the exact same size. So I wanted to make sure that I sent along plenty for you. And I do want to mention too, if you did not receive any of these parts or pieces with your kit,
Mhm.
please call into the gourd farm or email, I think Dory.
It's Dory H at mbgourds.com, which I know a lot of you know that already, and you've talked to Dory, and I know Barbara has visited with us here at the store, and we had her come the whole way from New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish I was there right now.
I know. Oh, no, today was not very.
Wasn't it? Was 56 degrees
Yeah.
today, but coming up this Sunday, the high is supposed to be 23. So go figure. Yeah, and that's central Pennsylvania for you.
Yes.
I won't tell you what it is in New Smyrna Beach then to make you feel bad.
What is it, Barbara?
It's beautiful here.
Let me guess, like 78 and
No, not you. No, it's in the 70s, which I love.
okay. Yeah, I
And
would
s-
take that. I
and
would take that
sunny.
in a heartbeat.
For sure.
And sunny.
All right, so the last thing we need to do is glue our little feet in.
Okay.
So this time, we are going to, again, just take a glue Q-tip, put some glue on it, And then you're going to run this Q-tip on the very inside of the hole. Now with this, I would make sure you try not to get a ton of glue
Okay.
on the outside of your gourd.
Okay.
But just around the inside of the hole there, just like that. If you get it on the inside of the gourd here, don't worry about that. It's the outside that I would be careful with.
Right.
But honestly, you can just take your finger and wipe it right off before you put your leg in. And then to put your leg in, you just want to make sure that your point of your foot is up, and you'll just stick that right into the hole. Now my leg is not completely dry whenever I in this part of the gourd, so just be very gentle when you're going to put that in. I am just going to actually hold this part of the foot and push it in, just because mine is not dry completely. And then if your feet aren't even, mine are not even, I'm just gonna push the one side in.
Ooh, that's a little tight fit there.
It is, it's a lot tighter than what the actual
Yeah, okay.
foot was. So, and then on the inside, you can see that depending on how much glue you used and how far in you pushed the legs in, you might see some glue kind of dripping. What I like to do is I like to take my finger and just get in there and rub that around just so that it's not dripping. And I will say it also helps for the glue to hold the leg a little bit better.
Okay.
So you could also take your Q-tip too, if you wanted to put some glue with your glue tip. I'm going to do that just to make sure that the legs are good and secure. And I only needed one glue pod.
Yeah, me too.
So,
Okay.
all right. And then there we go.
Aren't they adorable? Look at that.
And like I said, you have plenty of
Super.
fluff that you can use wherever else on that cord that you would like.
Awesome. Okay, any questions, any comments as you're finishing up? That was an easy, quick class.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It was gonna
Yeah.
be super, super easy.
Yeah, so,
The entertainment's worth the trip.
well, we thought about having a glass of wine, here while we're doing this to maybe do a sip and paint or something.
Oh, there you go.
We're afraid we would really get out of control if there was wine involved, so.
Oh, it get ugly.
All right, well, everyone, thank you so much, and just to
Hey, Merry Christmas.
recap, Gingerbread Man Zoom class is the next one coming up, January 21st. So
I
to
signed
all our
up.
board fans out there, happy Christmas. I almost said birthday.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Frosty. I hope you all have a fabulous Merry Christmas with your family and friends, and a Happy New Year. And Amber and I will see you in January.
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you.